What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are coming off of a nice Sunday night NFL slate. Tonight we have the Texans taking on the Steelers in Pittsburgh. This should be a good game. Super excited for these playoffs this year. A lot of different faces and really excited for that. Before we do anything, we do have to pick a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of our VIP. If you guys are new to the channel, I do this in every single video. If this video can get 250 likes, I will randomly select a comment down below to win a free month of our VIP. That's a $25 value if you are interested. And I am doing something new. If we can get 500 likes, I'll pick 2 people to win. So if you guys can run these likes up, I know we get close to 500 in a lot of videos. Lately, the like threshold has been a little bit lower. But if we can hit 500 on this video, I'll pick 2 people to win. So just drop a comment, leave a like on the video. I do want to show our bet tracker from yesterday to show where we are yesterday. So yesterday I profited $805 on my money lines. I played 2 plays is all I played. I played a Patriots win with the total under 45.5 which cashed. 250 profited me 448. Then I had a slate teaser. So I played this teaser with pretty much every single team on the slate and or every single game on the slate, and I put 2 units on this one. So I put 500 bucks. I profited 357. That was a sweetheart teaser, and it ended up profiting me 800 bucks yesterday. So yesterday was a great day. Now I do want to show something from the Discord, and I want to start doing this more often because we get a lot of these, and I just really want this to I want to kind of give a shout out to what we can do in this Discord. So right now, Man Authentic, he's been in the Discord since December 15th, so less than a month, right at a month really. And he sent me a screenshot today of his picket. He said, got me wanting to play light, thought about upping my unit size, has a 2770 bankroll. And he showed us January, so he's up $1,601 this month on his picket, which is really, really good, by the way. He has a $2,700 bankroll, which means he's more than doubled his bankroll this month. If it's $2,700 right now, he subtracts $1,600, he has $1,100 starting the month. So he's been freaking crushing it, which is, like I said, doubled his bankroll. I asked him if I could show it on YouTube. He said he's cool. He said, let me show you December for comparison. Here was his December, $92. You can see when he joined the 15th, he had some really big days. So he's actually in the red. He joined our Discord on the 15th. And after the 15th, man, he had some big days in here. Had some couple of big losing days. But overall, I mean, profiting $92 is not bad. Most people lose money in this. So just wanted to show that. Give a shout out to all the mods, all the people in the Discord who's helped him accomplish this. Give it a shout out to him. I really do appreciate the shout out, man, and for showing that in the Discord, because a lot of people don't follow the plays and they don't follow unit sizing and they end up losing money. And that's just, I'm just showing the success that you can have if you do play this and do this the right way. But I want to give a shout out there. $805. I'm up $46.50 for the month so far. Since the beginning of December, I'm up almost 10 grand, so $9,668. This is with a $250 unit size. You can see my unit size for all these bets is pretty much the exact same. So if you guys want to get all these plays, you know where to go. Every play that I post is in the Discord, and it's only $10 a week or $25 a month. You're not going to find a cheaper cord for the value that we're giving, guys. The community itself is worth more than this, in my opinion, but a little bit biased on that, I'm not going to lie. You can get 20% off right now using code NBA. So just throwing it out there. Bet tracker's there. I'm going to have a bet tracker given out for free here in just a little bit, too. I know I've been saying that, but it's coming. I am going to go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday. Winner from yesterday's video is going to be for Matthew. Matthew said, appreciate you, my man. Let's go Jags. T-Lo going to tear it up. So, Matthew, you win yourself a month of VIP, man. Send me a message on Discord, and I will get you added for that free month. Appreciate it. Jags, man, I thought they had it yesterday. Now, didn't trust the Jags fully enough to put money on it myself. I thought they would win. The Bills just a little bit scary. Good game. It was good. It was fun to watch. The teaser that I played for that, so you can see this is what I played. I put 2 units on this. I played the Niners, and this is a sweetheart teaser. So you're getting 13 points for each of these teams, and it's minus 140. I'm playing something safe on this. I liked the slate. I thought the games would be competitive, and I was like, you know what? A 2-unit teaser, I'll profit 357 on this. I'm willing to risk 500 bucks. Now I did. I got the Niners plus 19, which obviously was free. I got the Chargers plus 16.5, which was sweaty, but it did cash. I got the Bills plus 15, which was free. And then the over on the Jags-Bills game at 38, which was kind of sweaty, to be honest with you, but it ended up going over quite a bit. So that being said, we cashed this Cam Little, Josh Allen, and Prater play on Underdog. Cashed this free square for McCaffrey with Trevor Lawrence over on Chalkboard. Free picks, we only missed 1 play yesterday, by the way. We had T-Lo for 210, which ended up chalking the slip because he threw that pick at the end of the game. It is unlucky. It was not on T-Low. The receiver, it come off his hands into the defender. So wasn't Trevor's fault, but it was unlucky. Had Brunson and Curry over on parlay play that cashed us out. Couple of nice little sleeper slips that cashed. Here's our New England, the Patriots, and the under 45.5. It was a 2.85x, 150, 415 for ace. I put 250 on this slip and profited $450 on it, so it was a nice little win there. Then we had Jake Elliott with Drake May, free square, or discounted line, $100 to win $200. So yesterday was a great day. Hopefully we can continue it. If you guys don't have these apps, you can play some of these plays on different books. You don't have to play it on the exact book that I'm playing it. So if you wanted to play this on Parlay Play or Underdog, you could do that, obviously. The thing is, like, for example, Sleeper's giving boost, like a 50% payout boost. This one's an 80% payout boost. So you have to play these on the apps that are giving you the best value, which is why you see me play so many different apps. Like, the profit there just ends up being better than it would be anywhere else. So I just wanted to throw that out there. If you guys do want to join the Discord, links down in the description. The Discord is free. And let's go ahead and talk about this game. So the first game on the slate that we have is the Texans, or only NFL game, but the first game that we're going to talk about, Texans versus Steelers. This game is in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is plus 145 underdogs, a 3-point spread with a 38.5 total, so a very low-scoring game projected here. 54% of the money on the Texans, 64% of the money on Houston -3. When you look at this game, we need to check the weather to begin with. That's the first thing you want to do for NFL, especially in non-dome stadiums. This game has a 34-degree with 0% chance of precipitation, so no rain. It says a light breeze is going to blow in from sideline to sideline. Cold conditions are going to favor the home team. It's the Texans. These guys are not used to 30-degree weather. So, yes, I think this is going to favor the Steelers by a long shot with this cold weather. 8:15 p.m. game Eastern time. It's going to be tough. This is a tough spot for the Texans. I think the Texans are the better team. Put this in Houston in good weather, and I think the Texans beat the Steelers 4 out of 5 games the way they've been playing. But this could potentially be a spot for the Steelers to come get a win. Now, for me personally, I'm on the Texans tonight. I'm not going to doubt the Steelers, like I said, but I do think the Texans win this game. I do expect this game to be slightly low scoring. I think that Stroud is going to cash his passing yards. I think when you look at AR, you can buy Rodgers' passing yards down quite a bit and play him. But in terms of this Texans defense versus the Steelers offense, I don't see the Steelers putting up big numbers unless they just get some really big plays and get a couple early touchdowns. Then maybe this game could go over in the total, but I'm not looking at the over on this total in terms of most games right here. When you look at these two teams, we can do over 38.5. I would end up playing a teaser on this, so I'd have it at 45.5. So let me outline this one. If we went under 45.5 for these teams, where's it at? So 29% of Texans games go over, and 59% of Pittsburgh go over. Head-to-head, there's no head-to-head data, but Houston on the road, 25% of the games go over. Most games are going under 45.5, so very low-scoring game. Steelers at home. So at home for the Steelers, 56% of the games go over. So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at how these teams have played. A lot of these games that have went over 47, 46, barely going over 48. So they're not going over by much. I don't think this is a spot where we're looking at a shootout, especially in weather like this, cold weather. So leaning towards the under 45.5 on a teaser. If I did, I'd end up taking Texans +4. So that's what I would have got. Give Houston a field goal, a little over a field goal, and the under on the total. You could do that if you want. Or you could play some type of sweetheart teaser. You could play a sweetheart teaser like I did yesterday. You could get the total under like 51.5. You can get the Texans +10, and then you could run it with like a couple NBA lines, and you can have a really good slip. So I may end up doing something like that for 2 units. Don't know exactly yet, but give me the Texans to win this game. I'm running with the Texans. I think this game's going to be low scoring and competitive, like I said. And I think for player props, it's probably not the greatest game for player props, but I do think there is some value we can get on some of these, which we'll talk about the player props here in just a minute, and we'll lock in a slip here in just a minute. Jumping over to NBA, we're going to talk about NBA as well. We got a mid slate. It's not an amazing slate. It's not a horrendous slate either. First game on the slate is the Jazz versus the Cavs. This one takes place in Cleveland. Cleveland -500 favorites. 13.5 spread, 250.5 total. Very, very high scoring total. Very seldom do you see a 250 total in the NBA. So we're seeing one tonight. They're expecting this to be good for player props if that game goes over 250. Now, looking at this Jazz team, they just got beat by 55 points versus Charlotte. And that was in Utah. So when you look at that, man, how much can you trust this Jazz team? I know they miss a lot. They're missing a lot of players. Right now, Nurkic is probable. Ace Bailey's questionable. They're not missing Keontae George or marketing, so they're good to go there. Cleveland only missing Max Strus and Dean Wade, so they got a pretty much healthy team too. So this Cleveland team should come out here and get a win. If they lose, in my opinion, it's a fluke. If you want to risk money on the Jazz, you can. Right now, 71% of the money's on the Jazz money line, and that's not because people think the Jazz are going to win. It has nothing to do with that. It's about the odds. You got plus 570 here. Sometimes it's worth risking a little bit of money for a 6X on one team to win because it's the NBA. Any team can come out here on any given day and win. Neither team are on a back-to-back. The Jazz aren't missing that many players, so this is a spot where the Jazz could potentially get a win. I don't think they do. I think Cleveland in a spot like this beat them majority of games, but if you want to risk some money on the Jazz, you can. I'm on Cleveland. I can't play any money on this. Cleveland minus 500, I'll never put my money on. That's just too juiced. You're not winning anything. So I think it's like $100 is going to win you like $15. So, I mean, like literally it's not even worth that in my opinion. But regardless, do what you want here. If you want to run the Jazz for plus 570, if you want to take the risk on that, I don't think that's bad at all. Next game on the slate is going to be the Sixers versus the Raptors. You got a 220.5 total, very low scoring game. You got Toronto plus 135 at home and a 3.5 point spread. Now, right now, most of the money's on the Sixers, 70% of the money actually, and then you got 64% of the money on the Sixers covering a 3.5 spread. Both these teams are on a back-to-back. They played each other last night. Sixers won by 1 point. It was 116 to 115. Now, we got to look at the team last night. They were missing Brandon Ingram, they were missing Jakob Poeltl, and they were missing R.J. Barrett. All three of these players are showing out right now, but this injury list has not been updated. I think Brandon Ingram is going to play. Don't know about Barrett, and I don't know about Poeltl. I think Ingram's going to play. He's out for a right thumb sprain. I don't think that the injury is that serious. I could be wrong. I don't think he's that serious right now in terms of an injury. I think it's kind of strategic sitting him last night as well because they knew they were playing Toronto again at home. So if you are on the road, I mean, so if you see Ingram play, I just expected that to happen. I said out away, but they're at home. I don't know why I'm sitting there thinking Ingram for the Sixers. I know that's not true. Anyways, yes, they're at home. They're on a back-to-back. I think that resting them the first game could have been a strategic move as well. That way they're fresh coming into this game. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ingram plays. If you look at Philly, they're missing Paul George, a Corden. Now, this is from yesterday. I don't know if Paul George is playing tonight. Embiid is questionable again. So don't know what's going on with these players, all these injuries just now, right now. In terms of picking a money line, I'm going to have to wait for the injury news. But I like Brandon Ingram here. Ingram's line is very low compared to normal. And I'm going to give you an example of that. Brandon Ingram's PRA line at 29.5 is usually a 1.3, 1.4x max in terms of value. Right now, it's a 1.9x on parlay play, 1.87 to be exact. So Ingram, you can get good value. I don't know if his minutes are going to be limited. Obviously, he's dealing with an injury, so don't know fully to the extent of that. But I do think Ingram plays tonight. I do think we can get some good value on Brandon Ingram here, and you're going to see me play him in a slip here in just a minute. Next game on the slate is going to be the Celtics versus the Pacers. This one takes place in Indiana. Indiana is plus 205 at home, a 5.5 spread, and a 225.5 total. This is a game I think we're getting some good value on some good players as well. Right now, most of the money you can see across this is going to be on Boston, 83% on them covering a 5.5 spread. Lots of money on Boston tonight. Boston coming off a loss versus the Spurs. It was a 5-point game at home. It was very close. Looking at the Pacers have won 2 games in a row. I think they've done that a couple of times this season, but they can never get that third win. I don't think they're going to beat the Celtics team. The Celtics have a questionable Sam Hauser. Jaylen Brown's probably not going to be playing. Other than that, not really anything we're looking at. I'm looking at this Pacers team. Isaiah Jackson still out for rest, and I don't know if that's from yesterday, so maybe he plays today. But Isaiah Jackson shows out. Benedict Mathurin out. Nembhard questionable, and then Obi Toppin out. So any of these players could play. 3 I'm looking at right now is Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, and Nembhard. So we're going to keep an eye out on these injuries as well. I do think that well, this is from yesterday, I believe. So Monday evening. This is Monday evening. Period January will be unavailable Monday evening. So this is it is for today. Sometimes Outlier on these early, when I get these videos out a little bit earlier, they're messing up with the time of day. Like you can see, this shows January 11th at 4:50 p.m. Like that's when he was ruled out. So we'll see. I'm assuming he's not going to play. If he doesn't play, then obviously you're looking at Derek White and you're looking at Peyton Pritchard in this game. Both these players are going to put up more than 20 field goal attempts apiece in this game if they sit, majority of games anyway, in which we'll look at all this information in a minute. You could pick either of these players, I think, and both of them are going to cash. I do think those are the two that we're looking for right now versus this Pacers team. Like I said, we'll go over that here in just a minute. Picking a winner, give me the Celtics. That's who I'm running with this game. I don't think that the Pacers are going to win even at home. They've looked decent. They've looked better lately. There is a lot of money in the Celtics, so if you wanted to go against the public, you could get the Pacers at home for plus 200. Maybe not a bad line. Looking at Pascal Siakam on the Pacers side of things, but other than that, man, not really many players from the Pacers that I trust to play. Next game on the slate, Mavericks versus Nets. Dallas minus 150 at home, 3.5 point spread, 221.5 total. Most of the money right now is on money line, is on the Nets. 50-50 split on the spread. Looking at these two teams, the 3-game loss streak for the Nets. They've lost 6 of their last 7. Just lost versus the Grizzlies. Michael Porter Jr. did sit last night. They're on a back-to-back. So didn't play last night. Porter is probable tonight. I'm expecting Porter to play. I think Porter is going to pop off tonight. There's not really anybody else to go to. He should put up a lot of volume, and versus a Dallas team that gives up a decent amount of stats, I think this is a good matchup. Looking at Dallas, they are missing Anthony Davis. They are missing Dante. Kyrie still out. Derek Lively out, obviously. PJ Washington is doubtful. Brandon Williams is doubtful. And then that's pretty much all of it. But anyways, looking at this team, I'm pretty sure Dallas wins this game if all these players sit for Brooklyn, because Brooklyn will be missing pretty much their entire team. But I do think that the Nets can keep this close. So give me Michael Porter Jr. here. Give me Dallas to win. We'll wait for injury news before I lock in a slip with Dallas, but I do think that they have a chance that are most likely going to win this game if all these players for the Nets do sit. So we'll see what happens with that. We got to wait for the injury news once again. That's one reason I don't like getting videos out super early, because you don't know who's going to play and who's not in a lot of these NBA games. The second to the last game on the slate, we have the Lakers versus the Kings. This one's in Sacramento. Kings are plus 335 underdogs, 9.5 on the spread, and a 226.5 total. 70% of the money is going to be on Lakers money line, with 77% on Lakers covering a spread. The Kings are on the back-to-back. The Lakers are on 3 days rest. Lakers obviously on the road, like we said. Kings are coming off of a win versus Houston last night, so big win for them. I don't think they're winning this game. Austin Reeves is pretty much the only guy we're missing from Lakers. On Sacramento, you got Keegan Murray, Sabonis, and Schroeder out once again. So Schroeder is suspended. We saw all the crap that went on the last game. So anyways, I do think that Lakers win this game. It's not a game that I trust Sacramento to keep close on a back-to-back, so this game I'm pretty much fading. Give me Lakers money line if I had to pick. Last game on the slate, Clippers, Hornets. Clippers are minus 170 at home, 4.5 spread, 223.5 total. When you look at these teams, the Clippers have looked freaking phenomenal, man. They've won like 9 of their last 11 games. You look at the Hornets. Hornets coming off of a 55-point dominant win over the Jazz. The Hornets have looked better. 3 of their last 5. They beat OKC, they beat Chicago, and they beat the Jazz. They did lose to Toronto in a 1-point game. Then they lost to the Pacers in a 2-point game. So they have some bad losses in there. This game, they are potentially missing Connaughton. Sexton's questionable. Bridges is probable. Looking at the Clippers, they are missing Bradley Beal. Obviously, Bogdanovich is still out. Derek Jones is still out. And then Kawhi Leonard is questionable. If Kawhi sits, you could potentially get some good value here for the Hornets. The Clippers are not a team that I trust a lot of the time to win games, but they've been playing so good. If Kawhi plays, man, there's no way I don't take the Clippers at minus 170 or take them for some type of spread or some type of parlay with the Clippers. I'll have to run them, but right now, if Kawhi sits and everybody plays for the Hornets, then I think the Hornets do have an actual chance to come out here and win on the road versus this Clippers team. But once again, we got to wait to see what happens to Kawhi, because if Kawhi plays, I'm on the Clippers in that game. But that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some player props, guys. Before we do actually go lock in this slip, I do want to say, if you want to get a free month of our VIP, you can sign up for any partnered app down in the description. You guys know how this works. You sign up for any of our apps with our code, you send me a screenshot, and you get a free month for each one that you sign up for of our VIP. So you can get up to 7 full months for free, over half a year for free, just for signing up to apps. Let me know if you do that, and we'll get you added. One more app that I am partnered with is going to be called Upside Tools. Upside Tools is an optimizer. What it does is it takes all the value from the apps like Prizepicks and Underdog, and it compares them across different sports books. A good example of this is going to be Jaylen Warren. You got under 13 rush attempts, 53.3% hit rate, and you can see the value it is across every other app. So you're getting good value on Prizepicks, which is why it shows you this value. You guys can line shop all these different plays, figure out the ones you like, find the best value yourself. If you want to try this out, 5-day free trial, link down in the description. Use code ACES, and you can get a 25% off your first month as well. Just let me know, and I can get you some help with that if you need help with it. But anyways, Let's jump into these slips, guys. Let's lock in a slip live, and let's lock in a slip on Prizepicks and parlay play. So the first slip that I want to talk about is going to be an NFL slip. The first play that I'm going to talk about is going to be for our man C.J. Stroud. We are taking Stroud today. I told you guys, I think Stroud is going to cover his passing line. What line am I talking about? I'm talking about 189.5. So his original line is like 220. At 189.5, you're getting good value. He's cashed 10 of 14 games this season. Obviously, one game dealing with injuries. And then this game he hooked. Last game he had 169, and that was versus Indiana. Now, looking at this Pittsburgh passing yards defense, their secondary has struggled all season long. They're giving up almost 250 passing yards per game. The Steelers have struggled to stop the pass. This Houston team passes the ball 56% of the time. If you look at their rush attempts, you got Woody Marks and Nick Chubb, and Woody Marks has struggled with injuries pretty much every single game. I don't trust taking the running backs in this game either. If you look at the rushing yard defense, I can just click rushing yards. Let's see here. They do have the 13th ranked rush defense in the league. To quarterbacks is 12th. Now, I'm not looking at quarterbacks. I honestly should have just clicked it for a running back here. So running back rush yards, they give up 17th in the league to the running backs. So I like the passing game here a little bit better for this Houston team. I think the Steelers are going to struggle. And when you get value like this, as for CJ at 189.5, which I'm going to show you here in a second, I like this play a lot. So C.J. Stroud, 190 is what I'm betting on. I like him up to about 210. Anything over 210 I think could get a little bit sweaty. But 199, 180 to 89, those are two lines I'm really looking at for C.J. Stroud. You can play around with it, do what you want with that one. But C.J. Stroud, we'll pull it up on Prizepicks or parlay play, Parlay play right now will give you a $5 free bet, as well as a deposit match up to $100 if you decide to use our code Fantasy Aces. I know not many people play on Parlay Play. I play on Parlay Play pretty much every single day, and 199.5, 189.5 are the two lines I would take. Now, the value on Parlay Play is going to be way worse on this slip, so I'm telling you to run this slip on another app, Prizepicks or Underdog, and the main reason for that is because when you play same-game parlays on Prizepicks or on Parlay Play, they decrease your multiplier. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But the second play that I was going to run is going to be for our man Fairburn. I'm taking our man Fairburn to give us 1.5 field goals made. He's been a wagon for this prop all season long. Just these two props together, it shows a 1.7x payout on Prizepicks. Now, we could pull it up on Parlay Play. It's not going to show us a multiplier because they're on the same teams, but this realistically should be around a 1.6x, 1.5x with two players like this. So that's what it should be showing, but I'm going to show you here in a second. So Fairburn, we're going to pull him up. 1.5 field goals made. He has cashed this in 14 of 15 games this season. They have struggled to punch the ball in a lot of games. 6 field goals his last game versus Indiana. The Steelers' defense isn't horrendous. I'm expecting them to get a few stops and give Fairburn a couple opportunities to kick a field goal. So 2 field goals should be plenty. He's averaging, let's see here, field goal attempts. He's averaging 3.2 field goal attempts per game. Fairburn doesn't miss that often. His longest this season is looking at 45.8 average across the season, but he had a 57-yarder, so he can kick some pretty decently long field goals. He hits the majority of them. I like Fairburn for 2. You can run him about every single game and cash him out. So Fairburn for 1.5 field goals made is pick number 2. Then the final pick that I ended up running was going to be for our man Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers, it would be stupid not to play him here because I do think that Houston wins this game, so I think Rodgers might have some good chances, especially in garbage time, to just rack up some passing yards. And his line's really not that high. It's 205.5, which is high, but you can get him down to 149.5 for this slip. 150 for Rodgers is not a lot of passing yards. He's catched it 81% of games this season. He's averaging over 200 per game. If you want to run it for 200, you can. But the value here for a double up is what I'm going for. 150 is not a high line. This Houston passing defense is very, very good. They give up 183 passing yards per game. 6th ranked pass defense in the league. Looking head-to-head data, last game, last season, Rodgers had 211 passing yards versus this Houston defense. Houston's looked very good this season. They passed the ball 59% of the time this season. I'm expecting them to have to air the ball out again. So Aaron Rodgers, let's pull him up. 150 to 49.5. This gives us a 1.9x. Now, you can play him, if you want to play him 180, that gives you a 2.3x. You can do whatever you want with this guy. You can play around with these numbers. You don't have to lock it like I do. Like I said, I'm going for that that double up. So, well, if I can get this at 149.5, there it is. If you want to take Stroud at 180 or 199, that brings us up to a 2x as well. But the 1.9x I'm cool with for the extra 10 yards on Stroud. I love this slip. I think this is a very good slip. Let's compare the value on Parlay Play because I want to show you guys. If you take Parlay Play at 149.5, this gives you a 1.44x. 1.44. Let me show you something. 1.37. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous, the value difference. So there's no point in even attempting to play that on parlay play. Might as well just run it on Prizepicks here for 1.9x. Great slip. Like this slip a lot. Fairburn, Rodgers, and Stroud. Lock them in. Next slip we're going to run is going to be for NBA. We're going to pull this up. So the NBA line I'm looking at 3 players for a double up once again. I'm playing this a little bit different today because parlay play doesn't have all the value that I want on the board. The first pick I'm taking is my man Michael Porter Jr. I'm taking MPJ. Once again, this dude has been a complete freaking wagon for us all season long. There's no reason not to play him, especially when his team's on a back-to-back and he rested yesterday. I'm expecting him to have a good game today. Now, I can get his line at 29.5. That's what you're going to see me play, which he's cashed 76% of the games. We don't have to really talk about Porter Jr. at 30 PRA. We know how he's been and how he's cashed this season. Matchup-wise, they don't give up a lot of stats to the forward position. Give up a lot of assists. That's about it. Mavericks, head-to-head data. He has one game this season. He dropped 41. He had 34 points. So he cashed this in points alone. They're missing so many players. Porter's going to put up a lot of shot attempts. He's averaging 19 field goal attempts per game. He's had 20 and 24 his last 2. That's all we need to talk about. Porter, I like his line up to 32.5. Anything higher than 32.5, and you might as well play his original line. So Porter, right here, 29.5 is what you can get on parlay play right now. If you can get it at 31.5, I really like it at 31.5, and the value is going to be better. But it's pretty dang safe at 29.5, and the value is really good, and it's not any better on Prizepicks. I've already checked. So Porter Jr., 29.5, we're locking in first. Who am I pairing him with? So I'm talking about Brandon Ingram. I want to show you guys the value on Ingram right now because even if Ingram is limited, this line's not that high. So RJ probably sits again tonight. Potentially Scotty Barnes. Barnes didn't sit yesterday. Barnes probably plays. Pirtle might be out. It's a good chance on a back-to-back for Ingram. Ingram's not tired in terms of he didn't have to play last night. You can get Ingram at 24.5 PRA. 24.5 PRA for our man Brandon Ingram. He's cashed 82% of games. He's averaging 31 on the season. Let's take a look at Ingram real quick. So I'm going to pull Ingram up. 29.5 is a 1.87x. His original line is 28.5. This is usually his goblin line. If you wanted to take just this, I don't think this is a bad play. I really don't. Because I don't know what his minutes will be like, but I could see him scoring 28.5 PRA legitimately, especially when the rest of his team's on a back-to-back. I could see him being the lead scorer, even with a thumb sprain. We'll see. But 24.5 is the line I'm looking at. This gives us a 1.55x. And by the way, a minute ago, we had a 1.3x and a 1.15x, and it was a 1.4x. So the payout was just ridiculous. So right here, this gives us a 1.5x. We have to throw a third play in for sure, but I like Brandon Ingram for 24.5. If you don't want to risk it on him because of him sitting yesterday, I don't blame you, but I do like this play. I think we're getting some good value here, so I'm going to be taking a chance on him. So that's our second pick. Then the third pick for this parlay that we're going to take is going to be for our man Peyton Pritchard. I'm giving Pritchard a chance here. I had a hard time choosing between Derek White and Peyton Pritchard. With what I'm looking at here is I'm looking at shot volume, so you can look at Pritchard this season. He's averaging 14 field goal attempts per game. Now, we're going to go without Jaylen Brown. With Jaylen Brown out, he had 22 and 24 field goal, or 21 and 24 field goal attempts in those 2 games. That's the same amount of field goal attempts as Derek White, but he hit more shots. His field goal percentage was higher. PRA-wise for Derek White, you can get him at 30. You can get Derek White at 20 points, and I like him over 19.5. You can get Pritchard at 17.5. And you have a very, very good line here for somebody who's shooting 22.5 field goal attempts without Jaylen Brown. So even if he shoots 16, 17 shots, I think it goes over this. I think 17.5 is too low, and I'm willing to take a chance on our man Pritchard here. If you'd rather run Derek White, go for it. This gives us a 2x. I'm putting $250 on it. Let's lock it in. $250 to win 505. That is going to be our second slip of the day. I'm going to refresh this so you know it's legit. Put your money where your mouth is. Brandon Ingram, Peyton Pritchard, and Michael Porter Jr. locked in here for a nice little double up, $255 profit if it cashes. And then this one will be 1.9x. I'll put another probably $150 to $250 on this one for another almost $225 profit. So like these 2 slips a lot. I know they're 3-leg parlays. I do a lot of double ups the majority of the time. Usually the 2-leggers. I like these 3-leggers a lot too. Some of these 3-leggers I think you can get good value on. So I'm going to lock them in. If you don't want to, just fade them. If you do, play them. I think both these slips are going to cash. I think we're going to sweep the free picks tonight. Feeling very confident. Join the Discord if you haven't already. I do appreciate the love and support from every single one of you guys. Once again, sign up for any partnered app down below. Parlay Play is a great app. I just want to show you the promos Parlay Play has. If you come to home, you click promos, you can see how many promos they are giving us for just today's slate already. All of these are boosted plays. Strategically pick the ones you want, but they are there, and you can make your own slips. But hope you guys have an awesome day. Hope you guys cash every single slip, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video.